Why do I self sabotage even when I know exactly what it is that I want? And the simplest answer is that self sabotage usually begins as some form of protection. You may consciously want to move forward. You may want that job, the relationship, the financial security, the creative project, the healthier routine, or the confidence to become more visible. And at the same time, another part of your system may associate that with risk. And that risk might involve criticism, rejection, failure, responsibility, exposure, loss of control, or maybe the fear of becoming someone other people may actually resist. And when that happens, your system can produce a lot of hesitation or distraction. You can start overthinking a lot or procrastinate more than usual. Perfectionism, people pleasing, or a sudden urge to retreat are all likely or possible to come up. And that behavior blocks progress. Yet it also creates a sense of familiarity or safety in that precise moment. That's why self sabotage can feel so confusing. You genuinely want the outcome, and you also feel pulled away from the actions that would actually create it. You might decide to promote your business, then spend 3 days refining something that was already good enough. You may want a closer relationship, then become critical or distant as intimacy increases. You may earn more money, then spend it in ways that return you to a familiar financial position. You may want to create something meaningful, then convince yourself that other responsibilities have to come first. And each of these behaviors looks different on the surface. The deeper structure often stays exactly the same. At some point, your system learned that a particular response reduced difficulty or increased safety. And staying quiet may have reduced criticism. Achieving highly may have secured approval. Keeping everyone happy may have reduced conflict. Avoiding visibility may have protected you from judgment. Repeated often enough, that response just becomes automatic. Eventually, it can start to feel like your personality. And you may describe yourself as private, responsible, cautious, independent, easygoing, or someone who works best under pressure. And those qualities may genuinely belong to you, and they may also carry a protective function that developed through earlier experience. And this is where identity becomes really important. A behavior becomes harder to change when it supports the version of yourself you've known for many years. A new opportunity may ask you to become more visible, more assertive, more successful, more independent, or more open to receiving. And your conscious mind may welcome that possibility while your system experiences it as unfamiliar. Familiarity often feels safe, of course. That's why returning to an old pattern can create temporary relief, even when the long term result is frustrating. So, how do you begin changing all of this? Start with one specific moment. Choose a recent situation where you were delayed or withdrew, or maybe overspent, overworked, stayed silent, or changed direction. Avoid analyzing your whole personality. Focus on what actually happened in that moment. And ask yourself, what came immediately before that behavior? What did you feel in your body? Did your chest tighten? Did your breathing change? Did your stomach contract? Did your shoulders rise? Then notice the thought that followed. Perhaps it sounded something like, the timing isn't right. I need more preparation. I'll do it tomorrow. They probably won't be interested, or I should focus on something a lot more sensible. Those thoughts often sound reasonable because your mind creates explanations that support the response your system already prefers. Now, next, ask what consequence your system expected. Did it expect criticism or rejection, maybe embarrassment, conflict, disappointment? perhaps responsibility or the loss of someone's approval, then ask which familiar role the behavior preserved. Did it keep you as the dependable one, the invisible one, the strong one, the person who never asks for help, or maybe the person who always struggles, or the person whose potential remains untested? That question can reveal the identity underneath the behavior. From there, choose a smaller action that lets you move forward while staying present. Someone avoiding visibility might share their work with one trusted person. Someone struggling with boundaries might state one clear preference in a low pressure situation. Someone delaying a project might complete one small section and stop there. Each manageable action gives your system new evidence. You begin showing yourself that movement, visibility, honesty, receiving, and change can, in fact, remain safe. Awareness plays a central role because you need to catch the sequence early enough to create choice. The earlier you notice the physical response, the emotional charge, and the familiar explanation, the more room you have to respond deliberately. Self-sabotaging patterns can change. They change as you understand what they've been protecting, recognize them while they're unfolding, and practice responses that fit your present life. The goal is greater freedom. You may still feel uncertainty before an important step. Growth often brings unfamiliar sensations. With practice, you can feel that discomfort, remain present, and continue acting from clarity. And that's the point where self sabotage begins losing its authority. You understand the pattern, you recognize its purpose, and you choose your next step with awareness.